This is the Pastoral Gamer, and today I am covering for DrSayus. DrSayus has hired me because he's not happy with his numbers, and he wants to bring up his numbers. It's up to me to do it. He says I was the only one he could hire because of the coronavirus. Today I'm reviewing LA Noire.
See what you think. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him, Horatio. Is it real?
Let's see here. It's a third-person neo-noir detective action adventure video game designed by Team Bondi and published by Rockstar. I never heard of those guys. The story set in Los Angeles in 1947. God damn it! Why is there never a game set in good old Northern Ireland? You know, you always get it in America. Why is it always in these big American cities? In 1947, back when my grandpappy was in the war, following former war veteran and Los Police Department LAPD officer Captain America. He's a patriot of the American people. Well, I don't give a shit. I'm not American. Who solves a range of cases across 5 divisions. Players must investigate crime scenes for clues, follow up leads, and interrogate suspects. A player's success in these activities will impact how much each case story is revealed. There's an open world and there's optional missions too, but I found these boring. What people were bumming and blowing about this game was the animation and motion capture to track these beautiful faces.
How long have Lorna and Leroy been talking about this new bar?
Who knows? I just served the drinks.
Can you tell me what happened?
What's to tell? He got hit by a car and now he's dead.
You don't appear to be too upset about the fact.
You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Unfortunately for me, I live in the middle of a farm in the middle of nowhere, so I'm not good at tracking these fancy facial expressions. It's probably why half the time I order milk online, all I get is a carton saying, "You retard, you country bumpkin." God damn those kids. I have discovered a secret though. Usually when someone's telling the truth, it means a person just stared at you blankly, like this. If in doubt, hit doubt. If you have evidence to prove they're lying, prove they're lying. What I liked about the game is the World War II cutscenes of Captain America fighting with his buddies back in World War II. Back where my grandpappy was, I even seen him in the cutscenes. He was that fella that had a girl's name. DrSayus is making me read this mumbo jumbo. The motion scan used to record the actors with 32 surrounding cameras to capture facial expressions from every angle, resulting in a highly realistic recreation of the human mug. The technology was central to the game's interrogation, as players are required to use the suspect's reactions in questioning the judge who's lying. The marketing budget was more than 50 million US dollars. Those bloody Americans spending all that money when they could have been spending it on farms or giving it to people who actually fought in the war. Every few caseworks is a new detective. LA Noire has its own music, like most games. The games score accompanies the gameplay, alerting the player at specific times. I have an acute sense of hearing, whenever I hear that music, I know there's a clue somewhere. It could be under that shoe, it could be around that corner, I know. I listen for the noise, and when the noise goes away, I know not to search in that area. So that's one tip for you. And it also has radio music. If you play GTA, you know what I'm talking about. It has over 30 songs, and the score was inspired by orchestral 1940 films. In addition to the original score and licensed tracks, the game also has original voice recordings in order to create the sounds to suit the music identity of the period. The game's not perfect though. There's some things I didn't quite enjoy about it. One thing is, it just isn't GTA, the cars are slow. Like, if I wanted to go slow, I'd drive on my tractor. I wouldn't turn on a game just to drive slow in a car. I know you're a detective and you're supposed to follow the speed limit and all, but I don't give a But there's a time and place. They should have made it like GTA, where you're driving around running people over, and the people are just asking to be run over, Instead, the game punishes you for hitting people or damaging property like it's some sort of school teacher. I never enjoyed school. That's why I left early. At the end of the day, you get free option when you interrogate someone. You've got a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right. So sometimes I just hit a button because sometimes it goes over my head. I have no idea what's going on, so I just hit a button and hope for the best. The game's more like a bloody film than a game. Most of the time I'm just sitting there watching the cutscenes rather than actually playing a bloody game, and my wife comes in and goes, "What type of movie's that, darling?" It's like, "It's not a movie, dear, it's a bloody game." I go, "Well, why aren't you using the controller?" And I go, "I don't fucking know, I didn't make the game, did I?" One thing that kept annoying me was the shooting the run button to the same button. Why would you make those the same button? There's other buttons on the controller. Why do you have to choose the 2 buttons for the same bloody thing? It makes the gunfights bloody clunky. One time I was trying to run out of cover and ended up whipping out my pistol and shooting him out. "Oh, sorry, boy, I didn't mean to do that." But he went, "Oh no, sir, you lost that mission. You have to do it again." And there's a few wee minor things too. Like, I wanted to climb down the ladder from the left side, but the game was like, "No, you can't do that. You have to go down the right side." It's like, well, it's going to take a wee bit longer, but I guess I don't have a choice in the matter. Some important tips reading the faces are only in the manual. I mean, what if I wasn't able to read? I'd have problems, It's a good thing I took those extra literacy classes after school. When you're working in the same department and you're driving up and down the same bloody roads, it gets quite tedious. In fact, halfway through the bloody game, I found out you could fast travel. Let your partner do all the driving, so that's what I did. And I enjoyed the game a bit more. Like, I don't like open worlds. If they took out the open world and decreased the loading times, I would have enjoyed this game mighty more. Because it's the 1940s, there's a lot of racism and sexism, which is what feminists think that men are like now. That's why I went to the farm, because I didn't want to put off that shit. I was visiting my friend Jimmy in the city, and I walked down the street, and some bitch said to me, "Oh, you're a white supremacist." And I was like, "What are you talking about, darling?" And she goes, that's discriminating behavior. You can't talk to me like that." And I said, "Look, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just saying my friend Jimmy." And she started talking about pronouns, and I just walked away because I didn't know what was happening. It was a good thing too, because she called the policeman over, so I got out of that by the skin of my own teeth now. At least they still condemn pedos in this game. Well, sometimes.
What are you doing around here?
I like to keep an eye on the children.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Don't sass me, boy.
Although the game doesn't want you to run over people, there was occasions where I was driving my car and some asshole just ran in front of it. and got run over. He must have been looking to claim benefits off me, but fortunately the game doesn't punish you for it. The game says it'll punish you for it, but I didn't really notice a difference, other than taking some money off my score. After I failed one of my missions, my boss was quite disappointed in me.
You made the department look bad, lad. Do it again and your career as a policeman will come to an abrupt and ignominious end.
He said, look, you're on thin ice, boyo, and one more mistake and I'm going to have to remove you from the police force. And then next thing I know, he's sitting in a restaurant with me singing my praises, telling me I'm one of the best detectives since sliced bread. It's like...
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing.
And I said, mate, you have to make up your mind here. I'm the best thing since sliced bread, or I'm the shit on your shoe. You know, you have to make the difference. And then he shouted at me, and I was like, mate, you know, I'm not trying to cause trouble.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys!
And then he sent me out in the street to do my job. One thing DrSayus told me to do was turn down the music and the sound effects, because you can't bloody hear what people are saying in the games. So, never mind me bloody wife shouting over me, so I had to turn those down, that way I could hear people speak. I played this on the PS3 Super Slim, which sounds like the machines in the factory I used to work in. Or if you want to be technical about it, it sounds a bit like a Dreamcast. DrSayus maybe uses a confusing rating system. Reminds me of my times back in school. I'm gonna give this game something the teachers never give me. I give it an A. There's not much wrong with this game. There's only a few wee niggles that I hope they'll iron out if they unleash LA Noire 2. Thanks for watching the channel, and I hope to see you all again.
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under her roof. Where did she go?
I think she went to a bar.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch! What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her!
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving. Quit staring at me like that.
Looks like trying to enjoy a quiet drink is against the goddamn law now, huh? I don't have any time for that.
Was that so hard?
Keep writing me, copper.